I've lost 20 pounds. Hello guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video and welcome back to my channel. I have some exciting information to give to you today, and if I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking at my computer. I made notes because I did not want to leave out any of the information I'm going to give you today about this app. So if you are wondering what app motivated me to get into working out, helped me lose 20 pounds, and I made a little money along the way. If you want to know what crazy app allowed me to do that, stay tuned. Let's get into it. The app I'm going to talk about today is called RunBet. RunBet is ran by WayBetter, that also runs a series of other apps that I'm going to get into in my next video, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be a two-part series. I didn't want it to be too long because there's some really specific details that will help you if you're getting started in doing a RunBet for the first time. So I'm going to first start with the pros. So what is really awesome about RunBet? So when you join RunBet, you'll get to choose a game. You'll choose what type of game you want to join. Maybe you're running for cardio, or maybe you're training for a 5K. There's a range of games, 5-mile games, 10-mile games. You can pick whatever game you want depending on what level of runner you are. I was a beginner, so I started off really low level with a 2-week game that allowed me to just get into it and understand how RunBet works. The second thing is you get to chat with other people and stay motivated. So when you do join a game, there's features for you to chat, put updates, people upload their run, people will say if they're struggling or not. If there are questions you have about the game, you can post them all there and get really quick responses. And it's also a great way to stay motivated, because if you're like, I'm not gonna run today, and then somebody posts that they went on this great run and it was so awesome, you might be more motivated to go. The third really awesome thing about RunBet is that you can win money. So I'll break down in a bit how these games work, but at the end of it, whoever meets their goals will split the pot and you get to win some money. What's also really cool about RunBet is that if a bet is $40 and everybody wins, right, so you're not making a profit, RunBet will ensure that you get your full bet back. So you'll never leave with less money than you bet unless you don't meet your goal. And I'll get into more of that in a bit. The next pro is that the people who run RunBet, WayBetter, they're really awesome about responding. So there have been a couple times where my run didn't upload because the app was malfunctioning, or my run didn't count and I didn't understand why it didn't count, and I'll talk about more of that in a bit too. And I had to email them and it was like, so what's going on? And they were super responsive. They get back to you really quickly. There was one time I had to email them at like midnight and I got a response the same night. So that's a pro for me. Another pro is you can run indoors or outdoors. If you're running outdoors, you will have to sync your app to another running platform or running app like Garmin, Strava, or Runkeeper. Those are the three that work with the RunBet app. And I had never used one, so I use Strava and it works perfectly. I go to RunBet, I click that I want to run outdoors, and it's gonna open up my Strava. So as soon as I finish running and I save my run on Strava, it will upload it to my RunBet. It is the most seamless way to upload your runs because it does it automatically. If you don't have it set up to do it automatically, you have to submit your run within 24 hours. So if you go run and you forget, then you have 24 hours to do so before it won't count. If you're running indoors on a treadmill, which I do a lot, especially with all these heat warnings, child, like I can't, it's too hot. So I've been running inside, and what you do is after your run, you take a picture of the treadmill readout. Your readout on the treadmill has to include the distance and the time, okay? That is how they determine your pace, of course. Some treadmills will give you the pace. RunBet doesn't want that. I guess they want to calculate it their own way. So I was out of town and I needed to run, and I wasn't familiar with the treadmill, but I was like, it's a treadmill, it's gonna give you a readout, right? The readout that it gave did not give the distance and time together. Upload one picture, right? So it has to have the distance and the time for it to count. Okay, so not the pace and the time, not the pace and the distance. You have to have the distance and the time. Okay, the second picture you take is a picture of yourself. You take a selfie of your sweaty self in the gym. So they ensure that it's you running and you didn't take your boyfriend's run because he runs 6 miles a day, and so you just took his run and uploaded it. Yeah, no. So they want to ensure that it's you. So you take a sweaty selfie and you upload the treadmill readout. The thing about that one is you can find yourself forgetting to upload, okay? And if you forget, then that's on you, and then it might cost you a rest day, or it could cost you a game, like it did me my very first game. It cost me the game because I forgot. There's lots of pros. So get paid, of course, and I'll break down how the payments work in a bit. So the payout happens in the app. I want to tell you that because I was so confused after I completed and won my first bet. I was like, where's my money? I was looking at my bank account, like, why is it not there? But the payouts come in the app. And why that's a pro for me is because I was able to use the money that I won, right, to enter another bet. So I didn't have to take more money out of my account. So those are all the pros. There are some things that I struggle with, and I want to be fully transparent about the app so that you can make the most informed decision on whether or not you want to do it. Okay, so the con, a portion of your winnings are taken by the app. The app states that they're taking these to pay the referees, the people who are confirming your runs, for the app platform, to run the app, etc., etc. The percentage right now, since the app is fairly new, the percentage is 15%, so they take 15% of the pot. They said that it's gonna go up to 25, or it could be 25. I'm not really sure what that looks like. I think they should just leave it at 15. Maybe if everybody like protests or something, it'll stay at 15. I feel like 15% is more than enough for you to run an app. Anyway, another con, you can only do one run bet at a time. Maybe that's me being greedy, but sometimes I would want to do more than one, like maybe like a low impact one that's telling me how many miles to run, or one that's telling me how many minutes. Like if I could do both of those together, that would be awesome, but you can only do one run bet at a time. You cannot use other machines on the game outside of a treadmill and running outdoors. So you can't get on an elliptical, you can't get on a stationary bike, you can't get on any of those things to complete your run bet. The app is to run, so you gotta run. If your phone fails or something happens to your phone, if there's any malfunctions that are not on the app, then your run won't count. Like there are plenty of people in the comments of the games, they'll say like, oh, my run app crashed while I was running, so it didn't record my run. The app, the RunBet won't take any responsibility for that, and I get it, like they shouldn't, but it's just something you should be aware of. You would have to run again or lose. So the other thing that I think is a con, or the last thing, is that you must be 18. There are lots of people out here who would benefit from this app that are younger than 18. Maybe I'm 17, maybe I'm 16, and I want to do this, but you can't. You have to be at least 18. Okay, other things to consider: one run a day, so you cannot run twice in a day. So I thought about that, like, oh, let me just knock it out. I'll go in the morning, go in the afternoon. Nope, can't do it. You can only submit one run a day. Read all the rules before you start. So I've given you like the general breakdown, but when you do start a game, read the details. How many times you have to run, what's the pace, how long is the game, like make sure you're clear before you start, so that you're like, holy hell, I have a whole nother week. Like, pay attention, okay? Let's take a quick tour of the app. Here's the logo. Once you get set up in the app, you'll be brought to a page where you're able to pick your game. As you can see here, there are so many games to choose from: Run to Lose Weight, 5K Trainer, 10K Trainer. Remember, you can choose a game depending on your level. So if you're a beginner and you want to start off slow, or you're really into running and you want something more challenging, you can decide. This is the payout page. I'm waiting on a $40 payout, which will bring my total to $91 in my account. When you join a game, the page will look something like this one. This is a game that I've won. The game finished on yesterday, Sunday. And you'll notice that it has the days I ran, how long I ran, the number of players, how many people were left in the game, and how much the pot was. You'll also get lots of notifications while you're in a game to keep you up to speed with what's happening, so you're never unsure about where you are in the game. Here's that page again where you can see the breakdown. Scrolling now where you can see that community I was speaking about. I love this feature because it really keeps me motivated throughout the game to see what other people are doing. Here are the run trackers you can use. The app also has frequently asked questions, so if you join and there's something I didn't mention, you can go here to figure it out. Remember, I mentioned to know all of the rules to the game. There's a site or part of the app that gives you the official rule breakdown. Lastly, let's think about if we were in a game, what would the pay cut look like? Let's say there were 40 people who joined the game and the bet was $40. That means the pot is at $1,600. But RunBet is going to take a cut. The cut right now is 15%. That's $240. So that means that the actual pot, once you subtract that, is going to be $1,360. So let's say out of the 40 people, only 25 actually finish and complete the bet. That means that your cut would be $54.40. Hopefully that makes sense. I want to say before wrapping up that this app has truly changed how I look at exercise. It's truly changed how I work out. It has changed my thoughts and feelings about working out, and that's the biggest thing I want you to take from this. Outside of the fact that yes, you make money from it, it's not a whole lot of money, it's not life-changing money, but hey, to me, a profit is a profit. If you're into running or you want to get into it, at least give it a try. I promise you, it makes you so motivated because I don't want to lose my money. At the very least, I want my $40 back or my $20, whatever my bet is, I want it back. So I was so motivated, even out of town, even when I felt like I was too busy to run, I went. And so now I'm in a whole different headspace where I get up. Like today, I didn't have to go to the gym, but I went because I just like going now, and I've lost 20 pounds. Remember that there will be a part 2 to this video. There are 2 other apps that I'm testing out now. I'm waiting. I'm almost done with them, that are in the same framework of RunBet, but have also really pushed my workouts to the next level, so, or my motivation to the next level. So I want you to be on the lookout for that. It's going to be coming super soon. As always, subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe. Peace. Bye.